Hey everyone, this is Steli FD with Close.io, and in this video I'm going to share a public speaking hack with you that will allow you to take nervousness and turn it into excitement and passion on stage. And the craziest thing is that I learned that hack from my most hated teacher in 5th grade. Are you ready for this? All right, so a lot of people ask me, especially when they see me on stage, how I get so passionate and how I can be so excited on stage, and if I ever feel nervous and if I ever have the jitters and how I deal with it and how I prepare for it. The funny thing is that a stage and public speaking is a great metaphor for almost anything that you have to do if you're a true hustler and if you have to do sales, right? Of course, a stage and a large audience amplifies the emotions. But it's very similar to making a presentation or giving a demo to just one person or making a passionate pitch to one human, even just on the phone where they don't see you and you interact in person with them. This is all about managing your own emotions, or even more importantly, what I love to call emotional alchemy, taking a bad emotion and turning it into something positive. And I've learned it in 5th grade. So here's the deal. It's 5th grade, it's back in Europe. And it was in Germany, so my German teacher back in the day was also the principal of the school. He was a super strict dude. When he would walk into the classroom, all the kids were supposed to stand up and go, "Good morning, Mr. Grummerchick," and he would hand wave everybody, like you could sit down. It was kind of crazy. And he was, to put it mildly, a massive asshole, right? He was just nasty. I remember the very first day in class, we had to write something off the chalkboard board, and he passed me and he looked over my shoulder at my handwriting and he went, "With this handwriting, you don't deserve to be here. You'll never make it till the end of the class." And then he just kept walking. I'm fucking in 5th grade. I peed in my pants. You know how intimidating that was? Coming from the principal, nonetheless? What an asshole. Anyways, the point being is that you can learn something even from massive assholes in life. So one day he gave us the task to learn a poem, and then we had to present it and speak it off memory and present it and perform it in front of the class. And he said this one magical thing. He said, "Remember, kids, when you come to the front and you have to say the poem, if you feel nervous inside, just let that nervousness out. Just speak a little louder, be a little bit more animated, just take that energy and just let it out." Whoa. I remember something clicked. I was like, that makes so much fucking sense. I think that was the only moment that I was ever shaken up and awake in his class and really paying attention. So I was like, that's kind of crazy. So I went back and I learned my poem and I had my moment in front of the class, and I remembered that because I was nervous as hell. And I took that energy that was inside me and I just let it out. And I just spoke louder and was more animated and more passionate and just da-da-da-da, right? Maybe even a little bit over the top. At the end of my poem, I was the first to give one. He looked at me and he went, "That was good, maybe a bit too much." And then he, addressed the class and told them, "When I told you kids to let it out, you do it, but don't scream at me." And the classroom. And a few kids laughed, but I didn't really care. I still got, I think, the only good grade I've ever gotten in school, one of the few ones, for speaking and performing that poem. That lesson stayed with me for the rest of my life. And what I realized and learned is that being nervous is normal. You'll always feel nervous in certain situations. That excitement, that nervousness, that's okay. The question is, what do you do with it? A lot of times we try to contain it and we start obsessing about it, and all of a sudden we're just so in our own body and in our own mind that we're not able to project, to connect with an audience, to connect with another human being, and to communicate effectively. And the moment that the first few words come out and they don't quite come out right because we're so busy with ourselves, we start even additional pressure by analyzing ourselves in real time and criticizing, go, "Oh my God, you're failing, this is horrible." And then it's just downhill from there, right? Go the opposite route. remember that the difference between excitement and fear, the difference between those two things is just context. And the difference between that internal like nervousness and excitement is context, is what you do with that emotion. If you use that emotion and utilize it, you can take that energy, let it out, and make your speech even so much more potent. You can connect with the audience. You can affect the audience. And that's not just for public speaking. This also holds true when you call somebody that's very important, a prospect, and you're all nervous. Use that nervousness, use that energy and let it out, release it. Channel it into something that's focused and productive, and something that can create opportunity for you, and something that takes it and lets it out of your system. And if you do that, people are going to find you incredibly passionate, incredibly confident, and they're just going to be around you, or they will wake up, shake up, listen to you, pay attention, and learn something when you speak. And also, if you do that, if you use the nervousness hack, it's going to empower you not to worry about these situations when you're nervous or when you're jittery. Whenever you have that, you'll remember and know, I can deal with that. It's fine. If I feel all kind of nervous before, that's okay. I can use that energy, let it out, and affect and impact the audience and the person right in front of me. So this hack, although it came from somebody I really disliked, and that was not, the greatest teacher, that's one of the greatest lessons I've ever learned. And it's served me well for many, many years now. And I hope it's going to serve you well as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's tons and tons of videos where I talk about emotional alchemy and how to use your internal emotions and doubts and fears and use them and utilize them and twist them upside down and make sure that you accomplish anything and everything you want. I talk about sales, about hustling, about entrepreneurship. And make sure if you're not already subscribed to go to blog.close.io and subscribe to our blog. Love to see you there. We publish 2 to 3 very technical articles every single week. And if you ever want to get in touch with me directly, nothing easier than that. Stelly@close.io. Would love to hear from you.
Do you want to manually log calls in your sales CRM, or do you want more of this? Close.io helps you close more deals with less effort. Try it free at close.io.